One of the fastest ways to lose an audience is trying to impress them, especially with your intelligence. And the strange thing is, most people don't even realize they're doing it. They think they're communicating, and that's it. But what they're actually doing is performing. They're trying to sound knowledgeable, professional, sophisticated. And somewhere in the process, the message gets lost. You see it all the time, and I see it all the time, particularly with intelligent people. The smarter somebody is, the more likely they are to fall into this trap because they know so much. They understand the nuances, the exceptions, the technical language, and the complexity. And they want to translate it all. And they assume that communicating well means bringing all that complexity into the conversation. But that's not communicating, that's information transfer. And the two are not the same thing. Think about the best teacher you ever had, one of the best speakers you ever listened to. What made them so good? Usually, it wasn't what they knew, it was that they could make complicated things feel simple. And that's a completely different skill. The irony is that most people associate simplicity with a lack of intelligence. But in reality, simplicity is often evidence of deep understanding. Because when you truly understand something, you can explain it clearly. You can remove all that doesn't matter. You can focus on the point. The problem is that clarity feels risky, complexity feels safe. If I hide behind complicated language, nobody can challenge me, nobody can easily judge me. But the moment I say something simply, I'm exposed. Now people can agree or disagree. Now they can see what I actually think, and that's really uncomfortable. I think this is why so many people ramble. Not because they don't know what they're trying to say, because they're trying to protect themselves whilst saying it. They're adding layers, disclaimers, extra explanations, ums and uhs, technical language, not to help the audience, to help themselves feel safer. It's like a safety blanket. But the problem is the audience doesn't experience that as intelligence. They experience that as effort. And the harder people have to work to understand you, the less influence you have. I once heard somebody explain communication in a way that I never forgot. They said, confused people don't buy, confused people don't act, confused people don't follow. And the same thing is true in communication. If people are confused, they stop listening. Not because they're incapable, because communication is your responsibility, not theirs. The goal is not to make people admire your vocabulary. The goal is to make people understand your message. And those are very different goals. Sometimes I hear somebody speak for 5 minutes and I think, this person sounds incredibly intelligent. Then I ask myself, what's the point? And I genuinely don't know. Then somebody else speaks for 30 seconds, simple words, simple language, a clear point, and everyone understands, everyone remembers, and everyone feels something. And that's influence. Not sounding smart, but being understood. So the next time you're preparing a presentation, a meeting, or even an important conversation, ask yourself a different question. Instead of asking, how can I sound more intelligent and impress them? Ask, how can I make this easier for them to understand? Because great communicators don't try to sound smart. They try to make understanding effortless. And the people who can do that usually end up sounding smart anyways. Because the goal of communication is not to impress people, the goal is to reach them.